Thank you, Cathaoirleach, and I've listened to a lot of rhetoric and high moral ground from the other side of the House in relation to standing orders and so on. There was a general consensus, general belief that we would appoint one government and one non-government senator. But I agree, if you let me continue now, I've only started. But I would agree that the motion that was passed didn't mention that. It mentioned selecting 2 senators. I am suggesting, and I'm going to ask the Cathaoirleach as well, I'm going to refer that matter to the Committee on Procedures and Privileges, and that the matter would be investigated. I have information which I intend bringing to that Committee of Procedures.
Sorry. Leader without interruption. Go ahead. Sorry, Tyrone.
The Leader without interruption.
I'll be acting in the best interests of the House at all times. Before any decision is ratified or not, I want certain matters discussed at the Committee of Procedures and Privileges. So I'm not kicking, whoever mentioned that I'm kicking the touch.
It's already done. Leader without interruption, please.
It has come to my notice that Senator MacSharry, it's been suggested that he has a conflict of interest. It has come to my notice. I wasn't going to mention this at all, but I've been pressed by the other side of the House.
You have no role in that either.
I've been pressed by the other side of the House.
You're not been pressed by Paul Keogh.
I'm being pressed by the other side of the House in this matter. I'm asking that the matter be referred to the CPP. It's very important that this House acts properly at all times, and that matter would be.
Yeah, I think it's only reasonable, considering that the leader has opted to make such a claim, that he might do the House the service and me the courtesy of outlining now the conflict of interest which he believes.
Senator MacSharry, that's not relevant.
I have no intention of doing it.
Senator, point of order.
I would like to second that request.
Senator, that's a matter for the legislation that's setting up the inquiry. Senator, that's a matter for the legislation that's setting up the inquiry. It's not a matter for the House.
I think that Cathaoirleach has explained it, and that's where the matter will be taken up.
Point of order, Cathaoirleach, and I'm not trying to interrupt the Leader. Well, what's happening at this moment in time is very, very serious. What the Leader and the Government are doing, and I'm asking you chair the CPP. The Committee of Procedures and Privileges have no role in the Committee of Selection. And this is a question to you, Cathaoirleach, and this is a point of order. I need to know, my group need to know, whether you're going to accede to the request, to the Leader of the Seanad's request.
I'm not making any decision on that. I've got no request for anything, and I'm not making any decision here now.
But sorry, we all want to, I'm just trying to be helpful. We want this resolved. A democratic decision was made last night, understanding Order 89, and under the government's own motion. Now, the Leader is responding here to this by saying he will make a request to the CPP. Is your request here, Leader, right now, a formal request for the CPP to meet? Sorry, no, we are actually. Sorry, I'm really sorry.
The Leader is responding. Questions were raised at the order.
No, sorry. What every member on this side of the House has simply asked is the government going to abide by the democratic decision set down in standing orders and set down in the government's own motion to accept the democratic vote of the members of the Committee of Selection last night?
No, is there a point of order, sir?
Yeah, I have a very serious one.
Senator, point of order.
Chairman, you have never allowed the character of members to be introduced, to be defamed in this House. You've never allowed any members to do that. You're going to have to ask the Leader to withdraw.
I'm not questioning the character of any member.
Senator,
I'm not questioning the character of any member, and I want that withdrawn.
So the Leader of the House made a very serious allegation against
MacSharry. You've never allowed
Senator, resume your seat.
No, but can you ask the Leader to withdraw the allegation?
I'm asking him to withdraw that.
It's a very serious allegation.
He didn't make any allegation yet. He said that he was going to request the chair to
He said that there was bias on the banking. It's not a matter for the floor. €1 million if he was outside the House.
case. Guidelines we put in place to deal with the fact
Can you ask the leader to withdraw the
guidelines we put in place.
Please, you wouldn't allow me to do it.
Senator Cummins.
Yes.
And a point of order.
Sorry, here, look, it's my understanding, and I'm sorry that the leader has found himself in this position. And it just shows you what happens when a government puts the gun to the head of the leader of this House.
Point of order.
It's my understanding that the Committee on Procedures and Privileges have no function in determining whether somebody has a conflict of interest or not. So this is a smokescreen, it's a delaying tactic, and it's drawn into question the character and professional and political reputation of a member of this House.
No request for a CPP meeting. Can we allow the leader to respond to the question immediately?
And accept the democratic decision of the Committee of Selection that was held.
Senator, can we allow the leader to respond to the
I think it's disgraceful.
Is it a point of order on the allegation?
It is a point of order because what is basically happening here by the government is political assassination. They didn't get their way, and now they're trying to assassinate the good name of a member of this House, which is absolutely.
Can we allow the leader to respond?
And you would be fooled like it. You can't allow a defamatory allegation to stand. You can't allow it.
I did not say that. I didn't.
It is a solution.
It's exactly what I'm
requesting that you suspend the sitting right now for us to deal with this, because from what we have heard here is that the leader, and maybe it was done, I'm not suggesting he did it for any other reason, it may have been a mistake, he has called into question the suitability of Senator MacSharry on serving in the bank inquiry, and I'm
That's not a matter for this House. It's not a matter for the House.
I can put it to you for you to hear the defend the reputation of the members of this House, and I'm asking you to resolve this by suspending the House for 10 minutes so we can actually find out what the leader is actually proposing and what actually are these allegations that he's referred to. And I'm formally asking you, in the interest of getting our business done, to suspend the House for 10 minutes to allow the group leaders.
This isn't going to be done here at the floor.
Sorry, it's extremely serious.
This isn't going to be done here. It's not going to be done here.
On the floor of the House.
It's
very serious. Yes, it is serious.
It is the leader who chose to put this on the floor of the House. Now, I think as a member of the House and as a citizen of Ireland, I am entitled to some level of protection from the chair. Now, the leader has said that it has come to his attention that I have a conflict of interest. And I think because he has chosen to share it for the House and the media, I think as an individual and as a member of this House, I am entitled, as is the House, to hear from the leader what that conflict of interest is. Secondly, can I remind you just as an example?
Can I explain to you, Senator? There's a procedure in place.
Can I remind you? Well, the procedure that took place yesterday, when I was accusing a member of the HSE for spending the public's money, I was lifted by the chair for saying something about somebody who was identifiable. Here we have the leader of the Senate impugning my character, saying that there's a conflict of interest. He's not prepared to share when the reality is quite different. So what I'm saying is, you have my full permission. Please put on the record now.
Senator MacSharry, please.
Surely I'm entitled.
Senator MacSharry.
Surely I'm entitled to that. And if you're not prepared to do it now, I expect a full statement from the government to clarify this position. Because outside these doors, sir, you will not have the protection of
Senator MacSharry, can you resume your seat, please?
Repeat that allegation outside.
Perception of bias is not a matter for the floor of the House. It's not a matter for the Senate.
It's an outrage.
Perception of bias is not a matter
Yes, sir,
for the
an outrage.
It is never allowed a member to be liable here.
Partisan to protect the government in this regard too. It is a disgrace.
That's outrageous. Senator MacSharry, that's outrageous.
What's outrageous is what you've allowed the chair to do to a member of the House. It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace. And it gave me no pleasure to say it, sir. No pleasure at all. But you're bringing the chair and this House into disrepute to allow this disgraceful imputing of the character of a member.
The accusation you're speaking of.
Not the worst accusation.
On a point of order, I want to say that from my knowledge,
and from my personal knowledge of Marc, he has no conflict of interest whatsoever.
Senator, that's not a point of order.
If this is a court of law,
Senator,
sorry,
it's not a point of order.
I'm in the defence side of it. I'm in the defence now. He is accused, the Leader of the House accused this man of having conflict of interest. I'm not saying he's defence. He has no conflict of interest. Let's have a try.
Here, look, I have the height of respect for you, and your impartiality. But I have to make it quite clear, as Whip of the Fianna Fáil group, that we cannot allow the reply by the leader to the order of business continue until this situation is resolved. With the height of respect to you and to the leader and every other member, but we cannot cooperate in allowing the leader to continue with reply to the order of business until this serious situation, serious for a member of this House, and for every member of this House.
Senator, can I repeat my rule? Yeah, I have ruled that the perception of bias is not a matter for to be dealt with on the floor of the House.
Sorry, the allegation. Then get him to withdraw that allegation.
Please, just let the Gaelic speak, please. There are guidelines. There are guidelines for dealing with this issue. There are guidelines for dealing with it. Legislation and guidelines.
Sorry,
Allegation.
I'm asking you. All I'm asking you to do is expand on that ruling and explain what are the guidelines and how that is going to be dealt with, just for our knowledge, okay?
I'm not expecting
well, I need to know that.
I'm point of order.
Yeah, there are, as you rightly say, we amended standing orders here to cover the perception of bias. Those standing orders do not cover the Leader of the House making an off-the-cuff allegation about one member. In fact, I think you poisoned the back of the inquiry actually from now, Leader. The Leader made a defamatory allegation. It's up to you to protect the House and to protect the member and get him to withdraw the allegation. The allegation that he made has nothing to do with the standing orders.
Senator Darcy, on a point of order.
Point of order, Clearlock. I think, on behalf of the Seanad, we should take a bit of time. I'm proposing a half-an-hour suspension. I'm proposing a half-an-hour suspension.
You're not the leader. That's a matter for the leader to propose that.
I'm asking the leader.
Senator, I'm not accepting it. You're not the leader. You're not the leader. You're not accepting
it. Take a half-an-hour.
Point of order, it's been brought to my attention that the only other time that the proposals of the committee selection were challenged in the House was the Labour Party opposing Joe O'Toole's nomination to the Oireachtas Commission. The House stood by the selection committee's decision. Labour were in opposition.
That's not relevant. The leader is replying to matters on the other. Can we allow the leader to?
Sorry, I made it quite clear. With all due respect to you, to the leader, and to every other member of this House, we will not allow the leader to reply to the remainder of the order of business until this very serious matter involving a member of this House is dealt with to our satisfaction. I think the House is entitled to that, and in particular the member is entitled to it.
You may say it's not a point of order. Could I simply ask Cahill, as a long-serving member of this House, that we would reflect on the very sensible, the very wise, calm intervention of Senator Darcy. We are all grown adults, and surely if we could adjourn for 20 minutes or half an hour, it should be possible to resolve this difficulty. We do not want this House of the Oireachtas brought into disrepute, and I want to formally second the motion formally put before the House, as he is quite entitled to do by Senator Michael Darcy.
Senator, I can only accept a proposal like that from the Leader of the House.
I will agree to an adjournment of the House for 30 minutes in order for the leaders to discuss this matter.
Is that agreed?
If that's agreed by the House.
House stands adjourned until 12:20.